These are why. This is the reason Uncle Sam cries. I just want to make a ball. I want to take this HP droid,
Hello
which
and welcome.
should be in the ballpark.
In this tutorial, I'll show you what it takes to build an operating system from scratch.
Okay, so pause. I'm going to need to be doing that a lot in this video tutorial I'm about to make. And so, F-35 Specialist, talking to you out there in the ether somewhere here. I would like a ball. I would like a machine. I don't care what machine it is. It turns out to be an Apple. It turns out to be an IBM. If I gotta go buy fucking alien software because this thing clicks inside it, it's the space of the universe behind it and some freaking Thanos soul universe over here, and I need that to be the only thing on a fresh computer right out of the pack. That ooey gooey new computer smell just pulled off the screensaver. I need to open this right here. Why? Because pause. This is why I need to stop and think about what operating system is, because every single time I hear this, that's exactly what this is. It winds up being like, okay, I just need operating system ball. And I don't blame him for this one. This is obviously a little bit more comprehensive to the key, the prefix, which tools you need, where to find this to get this being X or F, and you need to do that. So figure out that. Get this to somewheres out there, and then you find out that there's some difference between whether it's JavaScript, Python, C++, but generally still all the same. You're going to get into the HTTP and the heading and the bodies and those different variations, which nobody's really quite sure. I mean, as far as what I have combed the eternal plains of YouTube and Google, Wikipedia, trying to figure out. I mean, I've been out here for a while, and hair being the 3-day ration, I'm telling you, it's a tough subject matter. Because this is the reality, and I need to be able to find a way to why logically with my monkey brain. The first thing you have to do is take this down to the hydrogen atom damn near about, okay, so that's a screen. And I'm not going to say the rules apply in the same way at the quantum level to the hello world with something you ordered off of internet or stole out of a junkyard that made this quartz crystal screen work in some significant efficient way. And we're going to take the cheat, obviously, about why that's important first on the operating systems of real hard analog art history. Just, smashing your face off the keyboard for code and Hemingway, Shakespeare. About why a classroom of C++ students with this pause.
Scratch. So let's jump straight into it. First, let's see what tools we will need for editing.
Okay. He's not going to be able to pause there, but you're going to need to make sure that at the end of this statement you say pause. That's the time break on what that is, and there's a way to fluidly program what you're doing, because all this is going to be that, Galois theory on that Fourier sequence, so like why anybody would choose to have a high sequence in here. I've never watched this before. But apparently that's an important program while clicking a button. I have no clue as to the why on that notation when the first thing is a letter on the screen and where it goes, and then the whole code that makes sure that the next letter I don't do, and I physically have to analog that back down, up and down in the right order, does whatever magic number jutsu it does with the EEPROM or reprogrammable EEPROM or the electronically erasable reprogrammable ROM. And again, I just want to make sure that without a tool, when you get a few other ones around here I've been ripping today, real good programmers on beginner stuff, and they'll tell you don't need to have a tool or something to understand why an EEPROM works. Well, it's a very specific tool that you could integrate into the DPU of a chip at one point in time with better controls, or find a way to modify the PCB board in general so that the VCR serves the action A to B or energy ones and zeros in such a significant way that that is the result. And sometimes it's hard to understand that that's what I'm trying to do here, because it's very specialized and tailored But it still brings me back to that ball concept that I need to be able to do from any subject matter. Once I get back again to what the control system is here, then heading and body becomes more fluid, because I built, you would say, rebuilt, not personally like, that kind of, ego trip and Amadeus, at any rate. But I would understand why it would be that system. I could argue that the cipher in me could change it to ABB. You know what? Hell, that is the first step you have to know on the measurements of how ones and zeros route that loop on the zero. And, sometimes you look at the periodic table and the way measure theory works, the hydrogen atom and what 1 is, and 2 being helium at 4. And some of the way electricity, EM, works, or photochemistry, electrochemistry, what is the other one? It's chemothesis. Well, bioluminescence, if ones and zeros were an energy on a pulse of a, oscillating clock function from a Van de Graaff machine that we programmed here into the Linden jar by frequency AC, high frequency AC, brushes, motors, gears, little wires picking up free electrons, and well, then you've done NP complete before, and it's going to be hard to pull some stuff on you, bud. Anything in here. That being your hair, your 3-day ration, you're going to watch this thing jump all around. And when it's all done, you're going to go back in your home, little rabbit bunny rabbit.